Hi there, and welcome to my channel where I read unhinged stories from all over the web, but mostly from Reddit. Our theme for today is paternity. So let's get into these stories. The first one comes from relationship advice. I found out my husband wants a paternity test for our daughter, 3 female, because she is too black. I'm in a state of shock and confusion right now, and I'm reaching out for some much needed advice. Too long didn't read at the bottom. Background. I, 29 female, am mixed, Black Latina, and my husband, 32 male, is white. We have 3-year-old daughter. She is the most adorable little bean out there. Husband and I have been married for 2 years and dated for 9. A few days ago, I accidentally came across some text messages on my husband's phone from his group chat. The conversation was about our daughter's appearance, and my heart sank when I read that my husband was considering a paternity test because he believed our daughter looked too black to be his child. I was devastated by his words and his doubts about our daughter's paternity, especially considering I am mixed. My father is black and not light skin. I don't know how to proceed. Should I wait till he asks me for it? Should I beat him to the punch and make the test myself and confront him with the results, or should I take my distance till everything resolves? My daughter means the world to me, and I want to ensure her happiness and well-being. However, I'm struggling to come to terms with my husband's hurtful beliefs and actions. It's hard to fathom that he would question our daughter's paternity based solely on her appearance. I don't think I have ever done something that warrants him suspecting me cheating. I do not like to go out much and am somewhat socially awkward. He always has my location on Life 360, not because he asked but because I had a traumatic experience way back and knowing someone knows my whereabouts soothes me. I have some male friends, but they are more work friends that I only see outside of work at someone's birthday. And I always take him on such occasions. I also don't get it. If he was afraid our daughter wasn't his, why marry me? I did a spotlight search and the messages about his paternity go back to all the way to our daughter's 1-month birthday. I'm reaching out to this community for any advice or insights you might have. Has anyone else experienced something similar or navigated through a situation involving doubts about their child's parentage? I'm torn between wanting to work through this issue for the sake of our family and feeling like this might be an indication of deeper problems in our relationship. Feeling emotionally overwhelmed right now, I would appreciate any guidance you can offer. TLDR. Discovered through text messages that my husband is planning a paternity test because he thinks our daughter looks too black to be his child, despite our mixed race backgrounds. Feeling hurt and shocked, I'm seeking advice on whether to confront him, surprise him with a paternity test, or consider a temporary separation as we deal with this situation and its impact on our family. Any insights would be greatly appreciated. Edit. On how I stumbled upon his texts, because I was sending myself some pictures because my phone camera is kind of broken. Then a notification popped up with some of the information. From there on I started snooping. Oh man, this is tough. I would like to give the husband the benefit of the doubt because he had doubts, which is not necessarily something he can control. And, at least he didn't dump that on his wife. However, the lack of communication in the relationship and the fact that he is talking about in a group chat doesn't sit right with me. It's one thing to talk to a friend or two for advice. But, having a group chat? That really feels like a betrayal to me. But, maybe he has past issues with cheating that are showing up for him now. Plus, I do think there is another factor here to consider when it comes to the connection the husband may or may not have with the child. The fact that he has doubts may have made it difficult to connect to his daughter. So, I think OP needs to be on the lookout for that. But, also, there is something else that the OP and most commenters didn't touch on. I am not saying this is racist, but as a mixed, Caribbean woman myself, it feels icky that he is so hung up on skin color as to doubt his paternity. Because, yeah, paternity aside, it seems that the skin color alone was enough of a concern for him. Maybe I'm projecting, but why would skin tone raise a flag? Never mind that he clearly didn't pay attention in biology class. I mean, did he not meet OP's family? She clearly states that her dark is pretty dark. Plus, it doesn't really matter. All Caribbeans have African descent, so the possibility, and even likelihood, that a light-skinned person would have a dark-skinned child is always there. Now, if he has an issue with that, then, yes, I would say he is racist. Which then becomes a bigger concern to ensure the emotional well-being of that child. I hope OP and the husband were able to communicate and sort this out. But I know if it was me, given similar childhood trauma around skin tone, I would be too afraid to expose my child to parental rejection or self-loathing that comes with these skin color issues. So, I'd probably pull the plug on the marriage. So, what do you guys think? Is a conversation in order? Or, do you feel she should just end it? Or ignore it? I also would love to know how much skin tone will affect responses. Our next story comes from True Off My Chest. I will probably leave my husband over him demanding a paternity test. Throwaway for obvious reasons. So me and my husband have been together for 6 years, married for 3. We met in college, we're now both in our early 30s and our relationship has been pretty smooth sailing so far. The only thing that has ever irked me was that we were never that compatible in the bedroom department, with me regularly getting the short end of the stick in terms of satisfaction, but he is super vanilla and won't even try to do better for my sake. I've pretty much given up trying because he gets touchy and pouts for literally days whenever I try to talk about it, no matter how sensitive I try to be. After deciding we were ready for a baby, we've tried for almost a year and I am finally expecting. I'm currently in my 4th month. However, yesterday my husband asked me if we could do a paternity test, completely out of the blue. At first I thought I heard him wrong, and when he doubled down I laughed, because I thought he was making a bad joke. But no, he was actually dead serious. As soon as I realized that, I immediately felt sick to my stomach. I asked him why he wanted the test and he says he just wants to make sure the baby is his. I asked him if he's suspecting me of cheating, he said no. I pointed out that I work full-time and spend every single free minute I have with him, so when would I even find the time to cheat, even if I wanted to, which I don't. He got angry at me and said I have no idea what it's like to be the man and have no control over this whole pregnancy situation and that he doesn't want to be a doormat stuck raising a cuckoo's egg, his words. He claimed he has a right to know for certain. I admittedly snapped at him that he does know for certain, because I told him so, and I would know who the father of my child is, right? He smugly said that's what any cheater would say and that he deserves proof so he can have peace of mind. In our country, not US, paternity tests have to be consented to by both parents or be court-ordered, so I told him in no uncertain terms that I do not consent, and if he files a petition to the court to get the test done against my will, then he can also file for divorce while he's at it, because in that case I'm done here. He got all huffy and claimed I wouldn't get this upset about the situation unless I had something to hide. At this point I've had it and said, well, if after 6 years of patience and loyalty, despite the fact that you shuck in bed, this is the thanks I get, then the only thing I have been hiding is my disappointment in you. He stared blankly at me for a moment and then he started crying. I left him standing, threw a bag of essentials together and left for my parents. I feel like my whole world has collapsed. My mum is trying to play mediator and has spoken to him in the meantime. She told me that he is very hurt by my comment and he wants me to apologize for that at the very least as a way of meeting him in the middle. On the one side, I know what I said was said out of spite and was way below the belt, but on the other hand I feel absolutely justified to have finally said it out loud after tiptoeing around his feelings for years while neglecting my own needs in this relationship. I'm more and more sure I don't even want to go back. I'd rather be a single mum than coddling his insecurities one day longer. Thanks for reading, I just needed to vent. Oh lordy, lordy, I can understand that some people may have insecurities that make them act against their better judgment. But, it is not just the fact that he asked for a paternity test, but also, how he went about it and his demeanor in the conversation. Yes, OP should not have said what she said. It was hurtful, mean and juvenile. Yet, there doesn't seem to be a pattern here, with the husband being very inconsiderate of his wife's feelings. Not wanting to work on satisfying her sexually, not caring about how hurtful the paternity request was, asking for an apology without caring how he hurt her. Too many indications that this is not an emotionally mature person, and I fear that if OP continues with this relationship, she will only continue to enable and positively reinforce this behavior. And they have a child that should be raised in a more emotionally supportive and healthy environment. What do you guys think? Do you think OP went too far? Do you think the husband is justified? And, do you think he himself is cheating and projecting onto OP? Would love to hear what you guys think. So, this brings us to the end of our stories today. Links are in the description. Thank you for being here, and please remember to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this channel. Don't forget to come back for more crazy stories. And feel free to submit your own stories or suggest other subreddits where I can find even more unhinged content. Catch you next time.